Sheba says that something's gonna hit home soon and I'll be so happy about it, which, I mean, maybe it involves an adorable little kitty cat. Maybe it involves an adorable little kitty cat pissing on Morgan Fay's head. That would be nice. Just for nurturing Pearl. What she deserves. Death by kitty cat accident. Okay. So listen, we've listen, right now, right at this very moment, we have concluded beyond a shadow of a doubt with a confession that I didn't murder this guy. Job done. We're finished. We don't have to go to court. There's no judge. There's no gavel. There's no jury. There's no Hong Kong. I'm not guilty of murder. Right? Game? Okay. So your panicked little kitty cat scratched you and then ran away. It's a thing that happens. They're kitty cats. They're panicky. It just happens. And she went voosh because she's a kitty cat, and when they want to go voosh, they can go voosh. This makes sense. No one is accusing you of doing anything bad unless and until you start with the murder covering up, which wasn't even a murder covering up. It was an accidental death killing covering up. So, I mean, really, you know, you had to just, oh, right, there were rules that said no pets. So, okay, so you were in some boat trouble. Fair. You were in some boat trouble for having the cat. And then you would have been used as an example of why we don't have cats on boats, because they cause boat trouble such as death. So, I mean, okay. Yeah. Try to see if there's a kitty. There's no kitty. So, yeah, it was very quiet. So you dangled the thingy. Man, I saw the word toy and ventilator, and it took me 3 reads to actually see the word ventilator. Anyway, Darko loves the cat toy, but no. Oh boy. So the faint whistling was whistling. That makes sense. Yeah. In all likelihood, the cat is still under your bed. So, or maybe she's in the little ventilator shaft. Oh, you heard a kick and a meow and a thud. Oh no. Yeah. I mean, I'm someone who had this happen, but I'm still gonna say imagine. Imagine you play this game. Imagine taking someone who plays this game for the very first time, leading them through the first case, and then saying to that person, hey, you know this badass guy Kazuma, who's like your lawyer sensei or whatever? He's gonna die in the next case. And also, he's going to die by tripping over a cat. Also, it should be noted, Officer Waiter Sailor Cop, assuming this whole death by cat thing holds up, which maybe there's another twist coming. But if the whole death by kitty cat thing holds up, Officer Waiter Sailor Cat Officer Waiter Sailor Cop should not feel bad. Like, his job was to protect Kazuma against assassins. There was nothing in his assignment that said, also be wary of kitty cats, for they may trip your charge and cause him to unalive. That's not what you expect when you... Yeah. I mean, there are still plenty of questions, like who wrote Wardrobe with the dude's finger? Well, let me rephrase that. Why did Burly McRussian Muscles write Wardrobe with the victim's finger? Why did Burly McRussian Muscles enter the room at all? Why did Burly McRussian Muscles not think to forge his log entries? Why did Burly McRussian Muscles do any of the things that Burly McRussian Muscles has probably done in the aftermath of this accidental cat death? But still... And then he happened to catch his neck on, like, the chair or something. Oh, you found her. Is she wrapped up in your coat? Have you been snuggling her this entire time? Oh. She was in the box. Which is why the box was shaking the first time we saw her, because you had a kitty cat in your box. Okay. Well, that was a mistake on your part. Listen, you should have said that. You should have said that from the off. I realize that you are a running away Russian ballerina princess or whatever. You're a ballet Anastasia. I get that, but you still should have... Okay. Well, that... Well... Okay. The snake is here to catch mice. Ryu, the snake is a boat snake. The snake is the boat's snake. It's here to catch the mice that you know exist. It's here to catch mice. Yeah. His name is Piroshko. He's a mouse snake. You know, like you do. He got in here through magic and snakes. Yeah! Listen to Baron von Russian Muscles. A gargantuan... Wait, is the snake venomous or not? Yeah! He had it defanged. Also, maybe it's a boa. It's a constrictor. Is a head squeezer snake. Yeah, they make snakes that don't have venom, buddy. Mice! Yeah. Exactly! He eats the mice that you already knew were on the boat! Yes! Catch mouse, feed mouse snake. Feed snake mouse. This all makes sense. Perfectly reasonable logic. Oh, Herlock is so mad at... Also, I know I've said this before, but when they cover up his eyes and make him look directly at the camera, this man is just Welkin Gunther. I mean, come on. This man is just Welkin Gunther. The snake was a red herring and also a snake. Mm-hmm. Who wrote Wardrobe though, and why? Did he write Wardrobe in an attempt to alert people that there was a dude in the wardrobe? Did he secretly learn Russian? Are we to assume that he secretly learned Russian? Game? Susato, are you gonna make me redo the... No? Okay. Can we... It's a very difficult situation. That's true. Let's send you to American prison. Oh, wait, we're going to Britain. Let's send you to British prison. Wait, do we need to send her to British prison? Well... Okay, so by not coming forward and by denying her involvement, specifically by denying her involvement, is it a crime to accidentally kill someone and then not tell anyone about it? Probably. That feels like a crime, right? Like, okay, like, so just by the very act of accidentally killing someone is only a crime if the accidental killing happened because you were being reckless or you were, like, knowingly dangerous, right? If you were being reckless or if you were intentionally, scoffing at the law, so to speak. And I don't think that breaking the rules of a boat and bringing a cat on a boat counts as reckless endangerment to the point of accidental homicide. So, in this instance, the very act of accidentally killing Kazuma, Pavlova did not commit a crime. However, when she was asked about it and denied her involvement, she definitely committed obstruction of justice. That's well, there was justice to be done and she obstructed it by lying. So that's, obstruction of justice. I don't know if she had a legal duty to report the crime, to report the thing, as soon as, the moment she found out that a dude was dead, did she need to say, hey, by the way, I think I know how this happened? I don't think so. But when she lied about it, that's obstruction of justice. And therefore, you probably need to do some jail time or, some heavy community service at the very least. So, it's probably a little bit of British prison for you. Or maybe Hong Kong prison. We are going to stop in Hong Kong. Our final destination is London, but still, Hong Kong prison. We're going to stop there anyway. And the Hong Kong cops, the Hong cops have been... They have been brought to... Oh, are you saying that she's lying? Like this whole thing was a lie? Okay. Are you saying that you... okay. Is she saying that she can't conscience Pavlova lying in the way that she has to this point where Ryu has been accused of murder and she was gonna blithely let him go to Hong Kong jail forever for it? Because that's bad. And it would be reasonable for her to say, no, you lied and fucked over my friend, fuck you forever, you bitch. Or is she about to say, actually, this whole thing is a lie, you just legitimately murdered my friend, and this whole cat thing was bullshit? Because, listen, there are so many open threads here that maybe this whole cat thing was bullshit. Officer Waiter Sailor Cop seems convinced that it was an accident, which lends credence to my bubbling maybe this whole cat thing was bullshit theory. Susato. This whole cat thing was bullshit. We spent a... I'm sorry. I'm supposed to know that... I mean, there is the Russian writing, and that is very weird. Like, that is very weird. Herlock thought we were done. I'm a distraction. Oh, well. Oh no. Why did you? How did you? You son of a... Okay. He was. Uh-huh. And... I'm sorry, it's too early and you're too on the cover art for this to be a Herlock Sholmes heel turn, right? Right? Like, we just did a whole double-headed mechanic about how awesome and teamy we are, and then... Oh, don't tell me you're just gonna be my... Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. But why am I handcuffed again, though? So we have to chase down the discrepancy and prove that there was actual murder and not accidental cat murder. Uh-huh. How are we gonna do that? Exactly? Does anyone know how we're gonna do that? I don't know how we're gonna do that. You're welcome. What am I welcome for? What is she welcome for? Shall we begin? How do we begin and why am I in handcuffs? Mm-hmm. Maybe. Wasn't in fact no accident at all. I mean... I feel like... Listen, that was believable. Hold it! Someone said hold it. Someone actually said hold it. Why? Why does that not make sense? Like, I guess the question is, what did he hit his head on? Which is kind of a fair question. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and the story. Well... Is it the fact that... didn't we assume that someone took his corpse finger and his death couldn't possibly have been a mere accident? Because someone tried to frame me by writing wardrobe? Evidence that proves unequivocally the victim's death was no mere accident. It's gotta be the photograph showing the word wardrobe, right? Because why? Like, the only way the events as presented by Pavlova took place is if afterward someone went into the cabin and took his finger and wrote wardrobe, which is very weird.
Yes!
Uh-huh. Script is Russian. That's true. He did not know Russian. That's true. Possible? Unlikely. It is not a simple language, and he would not have picked it up in writing if he heard it spoken, because it looks weird. Uses a different alphabet, both from English and Japanese. So, yeah. Also, what do you mean it makes no difference if he knew Russian? Well, I guess he kind of died instantly, didn't he? Like the report says he got... Right. He died instantly of neck breaking, which means he couldn't have written a desperate dying message because he got all neck breaky, which means, okay, couldn't have written anything, someone wrote it for him. Right. I mean, this still could have conceivably happened after he was dead, but go off. There's something else we found in his cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there if what... Poor Kay? Putting this message on the floor aside, there's something else that gives the truth away. Another piece of evidence that proves this was no accident. The fuck? So the ship's log proves that Burly McRussian Muscles was up to something, not necessarily murder. So the bell, half of the bell was found in the room. The other half of the bell was found in the trash can. And that can't be the case if, as Pavlova speculated, the bell was broken in the room. If the bell was broken in Kazuma's room, the whole bell would have been found in Kazuma's room, or Pavlova would have removed the whole bell when she had the opportunity. Neither of those things happened.
Yes!
Uh-huh. That's the glass bell. We think we know that. It was broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat, but both halves would have been in the same place. Why were both halves in different places? How did only one half of the bell end up back here in the cabin? That's a good question. died in his cabin, there was someone else in the room. And they staged the scene. I see.
Hold it!
Sorry? Hi. Well, no, someone besides me, dumbass. Not necessarily true. Boat goes boat. Remember? Folks, boat goes boat. Well,
Yes!
not true. Technically true. You were in the cabin, but you were also locked in the wardrobe. Yeah, huh? Exactly. Exactly. He's helping. Ryu, he's helping. Mm-hmm. Who could have possibly known you were in there, by the way? Mm-hmm. That's a good question. That's a good question. Hey, it would have been dark. Yeah. As fair. It would have been dark. I mean, sure, let's go with that. It would have been dark. I suspect you and also Burly McRussian Muscles worked on it together.
Hold it!
Keep saying hold it there, Burly. Mm-hmm. She was what now? Burly, she was what now? Uh-huh. It's a good question. Why would you give your tooth? You keep saying this. We've already noticed boat can boat. What about the hole in the wall the size of a dude through which a tiny ballerina could have shimmied? We already noticed that the boat's bad. No, we already established that that's not possible. Yeah, they're sealed tight. Watertight, airtight, thread tight. Absolutely. Makes sense. But if the boat goes boat and gets all wiggly, the lock doesn't lock. If the boat goes boat, the bolt don't bolt. We've already established this. We established it earlier in this scene. So the bolt didn't bolt and the bolt was unbolted, which means anyone could have walked through the hole in the wall the size of a dude through which anyone could have walked. That's known as a doorway. Cabin door couldn't have been bolted. Well, true, but we've already proved. Yeah. You could, yes. Yes, you could. You absolutely could. You could call an alarm. You could stop the boat. You can absolutely see the traces. A way to shut the bolt to the cabin door from the outside. Yeah, there's an alarm. There's an alarm. We've seen it happen. There's an alarm. I don't know exactly which method the game wants me to prove here, because it could be touch the unbolted bolt, or it could be touch the toppled books, or it could be touch the fucking alarm because it's the fucking alarm, or it could be do some fourth thing because I'm an Ace Attorney game and fuck you. Point out the telling signs of the method that was used to slide the cabin bolt door. Alright, it's gotta be the toppled books. It's toppled books time, right? We're toppling books?
Yes!
Look at that case of books! In a chess game, I protect my rooks. No? Okay, fair. Very powerful vessel. Make emergency stop. Violent jolt. Boat go boat. Bolt don't bolt. Inertia. We had come into the cabin not before we had bolted the door. We hadn't bolted the door, rather, but then the door got bolted and someone needed to get in. That was when Officer Waiter Sailor Cop tried to break into the boat room. He was already on the boat. It's very difficult to break into a boat. That's called piracy. Ryu. The force of ineptia is you trying to sound smart, actually. Someone hit the emergency stop. Stopped the boat. Slid the lock. Pretty much. The booyah made a stop. And you thought it was part of the fight at the crime scene, but then it turned up. Yeah, you fucked with the scene of the crime, lady! You did evidence tampering! Part of why we took so long for it to... All the books and everything had toppled over, and you did an evidence tampering again! Now granted, that second instance of evidence tampering is what allowed us to visually demonstrate to our very own personal selves that the books would topple over when the thing would stop, which means the bolt wouldn't boat because the boat did a boat. Well, you see, what happened was no, I'm saying the culprit is someone with access to the alarm. Thank you, Herlock. You're being helpful. Captain can't afford to rely on the eyes of the lookout. So if anybody sees anything, they hit the button, and the boat stops. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, that's a terrible button. Like, in all reality, that's a terrible button. A button that stops the boat should not be placed within arm's reach of any passenger, ever. But, yeah, that's a button that stops the boat. Mm-hmm. Herlock pressed the button earlier today, which helped us solve this murder, when you think about it. So, really, a button has but one purpose in life: to be pushed. I mean, I guess you're not wrong, but still, push the button, Herlock Sholmes. Stroganoff, he is not in boat trouble. You are in law trouble because you did a murder accomplice. Maybe. Possible just a murder. Maybe she did the murder accomplice. We still haven't established motive at any point here. But, you know, the bolts on the cabin doors do slide closed. So anyone who had their cabin unlocked now has their cabin locked. And probably not verse versa, because it always goes one way. Uh-huh. Someone would have known. Burly McRussian Muscles does have a point. But we do have evidence to support the idea. The fact that Burly McRussian Muscles didn't bother to write "nothing fucking happened" in his crew log. Now, granted, one would think that he would have at some point written, "Holy shit, you guys, there was a fucking emergency," but, you know.
Yes!
Mm-hmm. It's where you report what you did on your trollinating. Yeah, well, now it's murder evidence. Sorry, buddy. The point is, buddy, you didn't forge your logs. And if you had forged your logs, you or your blonde friend would have gotten away with murder. But instead, you're getting caught for murder. Mm-hmm. Nothing was recorded at all because you were dealing with the emergency and the fallout and the chaos from someone hitting the stop the boat button. Mm-hmm. Well, you see, what happened was you don't even have to write it out. Like, granted, okay, first of all, nothing to report, even in super longhand, is like 13 characters. You can write it in 7 seconds. But if you had just taken, like, you write nothing to report one time, and then you just make tiny little ditto marks. 10:30 p.m., nothing to report. 11 p.m., ditto. 11:30, ditto. Midnight, ditto. 12:30, ditto. 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30. You could forge an entire night's worth of records in 9 seconds, you dunce! Would have gotten away with murder! Perhaps accessory to murder! Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, such as the fact that you were helping out a prima ballerina murderina on a boat with a cat. Yeah, the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night so as to onboard the ballerina. Officer, waiter, sailor, copy, not helping. I mean, people would have been mad, but we do know what the maybe it wasn't an emergency stop. Maybe it was just a stop. Maybe it was just a stop. Wait, hold on. If the stop was to let the lady on, the lady couldn't have done the murder. And if the lady couldn't have done the murder, that means Burly McRussian Muscles did the murder. But if Burly McRussian Muscles did the murder, one must wonder, why? That is a good point. Do you all have throbbing headaches because you woke up and then forgot about it? Or got alarm pounded? Seriously? Is that what we're going with here? There were. Okay. Sure, you've all been afflicted with siren headaches, which is a thing that happens. You get siren headaches. Right. Let's go with that. Ow. My face hurts. And I had handcuffs. By the way, Herlock, why do I still have handcuffs? Yeah, thanks for rubbing it in, buddy. Some of the whole roast chicken. Was the chicken poisoned? Did someone put sleeping pills in the chicken to make sure that we all slept good so they could do a murder quiet? 'Cause, ho ho! Ho ho! Wait a second. Wait a second. So the crew of the ship discovers that their former ship dancer friend is running away from the evil Russian ballet. And they orchestrate a plot to get her out of Russia via Shanghai. But they can't have anyone know about it. So they drug the chicken, putting everyone into a super deep sleep. Do an emergency stop. Wait, no. He would have already had to be dead. So they drug the chicken and put everybody to sleep. And then Burly McRussian Muscles goes around and makes sure everybody's asleep. Except Kazuma's not asleep, because he didn't eat the chicken. Burly McRussian Muscles, being of the knowledge that nobody can know that they've onboarded the running away Russian ballet princess, murders Kazuma so as to make there be no witnesses, finds the remnants of the chicken, and concludes that someone in this cabin must have eaten the chicken, and that person must be in the wardrobe. He then concocts a plan to frame the unknown person in the wardrobe for the murder of the dude he murdered by using the dude's finger to write wardrobe in Russian, even though the dude is Japanese. Because Burly McRussian Muscles is very stupid, despite having taken part in this incredibly complicated plan to onboard an escaping Russian ballet princess. Then, when everyone on the ship is either deep asleep or dead or in on the escape the Russian ballet princess plan, they hit the siren, even though if they knew that if the whole ship was in on the plan, they wouldn't have had to. Man, I really thought I was going somewhere with that. It seems weird. There was something wrong with the chicken. There was something wrong with the chicken. Somebody tampered with the chicken. I was right about that eventually. They put everybody to sleep with the chicken. Hey, officer, waiter, sailor, cop. Aren't you posing as a sailor? Wouldn't you have been in on this chicken plan? Okay. That kind of seems like exactly what Mr. Sholmes means, actually. That is, in fact, exactly what Mr. Sholmes means. Oh. Everyone was in on it! Everyone was in on it! Well, prove me wrong, buddy. Was everyone in on it? Everyone would be pulled in. There would be so many depositions. My company would make so much money. And then you'd get in trouble for harboring a Russian ballet princess. And or a rebel guy. Did you also onboard a rebel guy? Maybe this is all about the rebel guy. Maybe the rebel guy is somewhere on the boat. Or maybe it's just the Russian ballet princess. It might just be the Russian ballet princess, actually. I'm very confused about the timeline here, but I feel like I've largely, well... Everybody wanted to help. So, okay. Good. Why was Officer Waiter Sailor Cop not in on the plan if he was posing as a sailor? Oh, okay, fine. So everyone on the boat's a non-vegetarian. Got it. We just kind of shoved the drug in there. Man, that's a lot of sleeping drug. Okay. So you just made a regular stop. And then the emergency stop came later when you realized you needed to bolt the door? I see. And Kazuma didn't notice or write in his diary that the boat had stopped at midnight? So... the crew, people who dislike chicken, and you. Uh-huh. You could have done the murder you had no motive for doing. How on earth did you have a... Why would you do a... If you wake up and your door's locked, you're like, huh, my door's locked. I don't remember locking my door, but oh good. Would have fallen asleep. They would have woken up the next morning with a big fuck-off headache and the knowledge that they were secure in their cabin. Okay. Yup. But why? But why? Like, you still haven't proved the... That's true. But who could have known that? How would have... How did... Why did... Uh-huh. Why? I don't think that's true. We don't believe. Okay. It's a good thing, Burley. Uh-huh. The fuck are we going with this, Herlock? Uh-huh. I mean, he wants proof that I couldn't have... He wants evidence of something. Can't hear such a call with you. No. Uh-huh. This is true. That's a good question. The walrus said. Oh. We get to do Deduction Game Part 3! Yay! Hey, thanks for watching the video. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss an upload. And if you want to catch the streams live, go to twitch.tv/the_goog. The stream schedule's on screen now.